to another video today here again on Test Drive Unlimited with the Platinum mod installed for another episode. Not quite sure what number we're up to here, but yeah, we're going to be playing through as much as we can of this each Sunday until the launch of Horizon 5, which will then obviously be what most of the videos are on. But anyway, we're making quite good progress through the game. We've done a lot of the races and stuff, and if you watched last week's episode, you'll know we were beginning the what I'm calling Uber missions, where we're basically using a Pagani Zonda as an Uber to take people from A to B. Here it is, the Zonda F we bought at the beginning of last week's episode, and I said I would continue with these missions this time. So I think we got to the stage where we'd done all the missions, all those Uber missions that we could, that we were allowed to do with the Zonda effectively. So today we're going to be carrying on with those, but doing the ones that require a variety of different vehicles. So I'm going to go head on out, find one to begin with. Okay, so there are several here that we can do with cars we've got, but there is this one that requires a Mazda MX-5 Miata NA, which should be quite cheap. So I think we should go and buy one of those and do that, although we'll then be out of garage space. But anyway, I think we should go and buy one of those and do this one. So here is the car in question. It's actually the first dealership we ever bought a car from. You can see the Fiat Coupe in the background there, which was of course my first car on this playthrough. But yeah, the Mazda would have been, I think, within budget. I'm just going to check what price the old... Yeah, because I bought the Golf the first time, right? Yeah, the Mazda would have been within budget as a first car on here, so we could already have had one, but anyway. I didn't buy one then, and now we need one for this mission. So, do we want standard Mazda wheels, BBS wheels, Compo Motive wheels, NK wheels, more NK wheels, Volk wheels, BBS gold wheels, BBS black wheels? It kind of depends on the colour of car we go for. So we've got silver, black, red, sunburst yellow, which looks kind of cool, marina blue, that's very nice actually, the metallic blue, or brown. So for me, I think it's between the... Maybe I should just be really obvious and do the red. I feel like it's the best looking colour on this car actually. Right, now that we've decided that, do we want black wheels, gold wheels, or do I want to go with something a bit different, the Compo Motive ones maybe, or just normal BBS? No, I'm going to go with the black BBS, I feel like that works best with the red. No interior options. Right, so yes, change of plan. Let's not do that one first, because there's not a vehicle I particularly want to sell. Okay, let's do a different one. So the first one we are actually going to do is Group G cars. So we're in the RS 200 for this one. Should be nice and straightforward. I'm aware I could go and rent an MX-5 to do the other one, so potentially we will do that. I do know I need to buy another property anyway, or trade one of them in for something with more space. So, well, that's the next thing on my shopping list. But yeah, we can rent the MX-5 to do the other mission. I might need to check quickly there's nothing else that requires an MX-5, because if there is, we could, well, kill two birds with one stone effectively whilst we're renting it. But anyway, these are usually nice and straightforward, so yeah, interesting to be doing one not in the Zonda, because that's of course what we've used for all of these so far. But anyway, hopefully this will be relatively straightforward, and then we'll see how many of these are left. Right, so here we are, first one complete, very straightforward, very easy to do, should be a perfect run. The only problem with these is we're not getting any money, but like I say, we've got quite a bit already. So anyway, that is 9 out of our 30 missions, which is odd because I thought we'd done 10 already. Anyway, that's another one completed. Let's go and find a different car and do another. I will just check quickly. There isn't another one we can do in this car, but I don't think there is. So, on to the next one. So, next up, an E category car mission in the Ferrari. So I've looked, all of them are different categories. Oh, that was weird camera. So all of them are different car categories from now on. Some of them are specific models, a bit like the MX-5 one, which I will try, if I can, to find a car rental agency with those, starting with the Mazda first. But yeah, we'll work through all of the ones that we can do in the cars that I've got, then move to the ones that require specific models of car. There are also the other style missions, the hitchhiker ones rather than the Uber style ones, so I need to do those at some point, potentially not today. And yeah, we maybe need to, at the end of either this week's episode or next week's episode, we will look at houses, because it would be quite useful to have some garage space, just in case we did want to buy anything. Like, for example, that Mazda, it's so cheap, it's probably almost not worth renting it. Anyway, as with the first one, this should be relatively straightforward. So, there. We've done the second one. It was slightly tighter on the time than I remember the others being, but there we go. That is 10. That is a third of them down. Time to jump into another different car for the third one. So, we are back in the Fiat again for this one, which I haven't driven for a very long time on here. So, interesting to be back in it. This is Group F, I think, this car. And another 1.2 miles to cover. So, again, should be relatively straightforward. Hopefully, with slightly easier on the time than the last one. Not that it was close, really, but closer than it had been. But anyway, third one of these. Hopefully, all goes to plan. Might have to go this side. Yeah, hopefully it all goes to plan. Oh. That was cutting it fine. I didn't even realise the timer had got that close, but nevertheless, we've successfully completed 11 of them perfectly. So I believe those are all the ones we can do in cars that's from a general category like that. I will double check, but we may have to find a rental agency for a car for one of the other ones. So I was wrong. There's one more we can do in Group D car, which is of course the Lotus, before I have to find any cars from rental agencies, which I realised after spending some time looking for cars in rental agencies. So anyway, I will carry on looking. I haven't found anything yet that was suitable for any of the other Uber missions, so yeah, for now we'll finish this last one in the Lotus, and then I will carry on searching and hopefully get some more of them complete. This is a slightly longer one, 5 miles, so hopefully all goes to plan. I don't know why it's telling me to go this way when the destination's the other way. I'm hoping it knows what it's doing. No! We dipped a wheel. I want it to be a perfect mission. I don't want to have to... Right, let's try that again. No! I'm not convinced I'm going to make it anyway, so I'm going to keep going to see how close it is. Now I'm just generally driving really badly. I don't think this has gone very well. Right, so even driving like a lunatic and crashing a lot, we only just made it. Can I retry? Yeah, let's try that again. Might just be the Lotus isn't fast enough though. Okay, so we made it in a lot more comfortable time with me driving a little bit more sensibly, and we got the perfect bonus as well. So there we go. 12 of them complete. Time to carry on trying to find Mazdas in rental car agencies. So we didn't find the Mazda, but one of the missions required an E-Type. So, well, let's rent it and go and begin. So, here we are. This is the one that requires the Jag. Wait, what? It says you want a Jaguar E-Type 4.2. Jaguar E-Type. Can I not do it? Maybe I just can't do it in a rented car. Which is slightly unfortunate because I don't really want to... Well, like, I would love an E-Type convertible. I don't really want a coupe. Anyway, I suppose that means that's not going to work. I'm not going to try renting something else because if it's not allowed in... That's not allowed in. I will quickly see if there's anything I can do with the E-Type while we've got it, because we've spent $7,000 on it. And then after that, we will go and buy a property and buy things like, for example, the MX-5 and the E-Type, so that we can do some of these. So, yeah. I'll see if there's anything else we can do with the E-Type. Okay, so it turns out there's nothing else I can do specifically with an E-Type. So I'm still kind of confused because it didn't say anywhere you cannot do this in a rental car. But I think that is the problem. So yeah, that's not going to work. So, well, let's go shopping for a third property. So I was trying to see if I could exchange my 4-vehicle garage for a 10-vehicle garage. But it's not going to work. I've been to all of the estate agents and none of them, well... I can't afford that. So I can trade my 4-car garage for an 8-vehicle garage, or I can just buy a 6-vehicle garage. So it's never very cost effective to trade a car in, really. Trade a house in. Because if I trade a 4-car for an 8-car garage, I've effectively got 4 more spaces. But if I buy this, for example, I've got 6 more spaces. So I think now it's a matter of finding... I mean, this is more interesting than the sort of apartments I've got at the moment, and it's quite different area of the map as well. So, that's tempting, but I'm going to quickly check whether 6-vehicle garages are available, and then that might have to do it for this week's instalment, in fact, and we'll carry on with some of the more specific missions next time out. But yeah, I will find us a new property before we finish up for today. So I could be really boring and just buy another apartment building, because then I get 8 more spaces. Depends whether I'm into buying a nice property or whether I want the garage space. I probably want the garage space. So I'll see if there's anything cheaper, but that might be the one if not. So I found 2 very similar ones. This is the second apartment. I don't actually know if it's cheaper or more expensive. It's very similar. But this one's down here, so it's in a slightly different location to the others, and it seemed to be in a slightly nicer environment. So I think we'll go for this one, which means I will then have 3, well, identical apartment buildings, but they're the best way to get cheap garage space, which then means I've got 8 more spaces, so we can indeed buy the, well, everything, the MX-5, the E-Type, the Mercedes required for one of them, TVR. So, yeah. Next time out will be quite interesting. It will be, well, carrying on with those Uber missions, but in between those, buying many vehicles, probably. E-Type, MX-5, SL65, I think, was some of the cars I spotted in there. But yeah, this is going to be exactly the same house as the other 2, which is slightly boring, I guess, but yeah. So I probably need to just do... Can I just do all filters? There we go. So I probably need to go to this new house quickly, which does indeed have an empty garage, which is brilliant news because we can fill that up next time. Your rental car will be returned, sure. The E-Type's not much use to me at this point. Oh, we just have our Lotus here. But yeah, anyway, okay, that was a bit of a failed... well, some of them were a bit failed. We didn't manage to rent anything to do any more of them, but we did complete a chunk more of them. Well, quite a few more of them, probably 4 or 5 in the end. And we have got ourselves another 8-car garage, which is very nice. It means we can, well, keep buying cars. So yeah, next time out we will continue with those. There's probably only 2 or 3 more episodes after this one. I think probably only 2 actually. So yeah, one more we'll be doing some more of these Ubery ones, and then we'll see what we do for the final one. Maybe something a bit different, maybe a mixture of races and things, something a bit more interesting. But yeah, next time it will be more of those Uber-style missions, as well as buying cars required for most of them. But yeah, that is going to do it for this week's episode here on Test Drive Unlimited with the Platinum mod. So thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy this video and you aren't already subscribed, please consider subscribing. But otherwise, thank you very much for watching, and I'll be back with the next video very soon.